Coming round for views.
Hey, yo, 60.
They kill my nigga CP, that shit tore my heart. Feel like we was just kids running at the park. Still don't know how to feel, might just start a fight. But what happens in the dark, shook 'em to the light. I be preaching to my niggas, man, just stay focused. Nigga say he gon' rob me, guess the joke is on him. Molly G told me the roast, gotta remain humble. Catch a up out of bounds, you better do numbers.
Welcome guys to Let's Talk About It. I'm here with a special guest today, Jay Mason, health coach, life coach, physical trainer. He does a whole lot of everything. Today we're gonna be talking about a little bit about health, a little bit about business, to give you the in scope of, what he do and what he help people do. Introduce yourself, Jay.
My name's Coach Jay. My actual name's Javon, but Coach Jay just sounds better. But I actually met Avion through football. We played football together in college over at Montclair State. And through then, we examined each other. We went through a lot with each other when we grew with each other. Later on found out we go to the same church as well. So, but anyways, here we're, these days I am a lifestyle coach. I say that instead of personal trainer because I don't just come and work you out. I come, I evaluate your lifestyle, and I see what you want out of your lifestyle, and I try to help you understand that your body, more often than not, is just a product of your lifestyle. You could be the best version of yourself, but you'll be the best version of yourself within that lifestyle. So depending on what you want, I go and I come evaluate your situation. I see how you're eating, how much you're working, how much you're laying down, how much you're running around, and through that, I come up with a course of action to help you best achieve your goals. That's why I say I'm a lifestyle coach and not a personal trainer, because it never really stops at the workout. I'm there 7 days a week trying to figure out how we could change your life to make everything a more consistent change, a more long-term change. It's not really a short-sighted vision. And my hope is that for the most part, people are able to just use me for a month and just go on about their lives. We got a nice little workout today for Avion, so nothing serious, but.
How long? It's been quarantine, so I haven't been working out. I've been several months out the game, so we're gonna look and see what we got in store, and let's see what's going on today. Let's go.
All right, so typically when I work out, people look at me crazy, but before I start anything, I have to get 100 push-ups in. I have to get at least 40 pull-ups in. I have to get 150 ab movements in before any workout. I'm gonna spare you guys that. I'm gonna spare Avion that. But just know, anytime I work out, before the workout, even if it's leg day, 100 push-ups, at least 40 pull-ups, at least 150 ab movements before the workout. That doesn't mean you don't do ab during the workout. It doesn't mean you don't do push-ups later. That means that is the benchmark. The reason I do that is because, all three of those are mainly core exercises. Like, people are like, yeah, it's your back, it's your chest, it's your abs. Well, you just named your whole core. You know what I'm saying? So the core is the most important thing in life. It helps us move around. It prevents him from falling over when I push him. It prevents you from hunching over and you sit down. And, it eases a lot of pain you get as you get older. So having a good core is very solid. So like I said, I always start out with 100 push-ups, 40 pull-ups, and 150 ab movements. And like I said, I do everything one step at a time. So that is always the first step. So staying true to my normal vision, one step at a time, no matter what. I don't care how strong you are, just always start with the bar. Nice little warm up. I usually do 2 warm-up sets. We're only gonna need 1 today, but I usually do 2 warm-up sets of 10, just to get the motion of what I'm trying to do. All right.
So why do we use the no weight instead of automatically putting weight on? Why do you suggest having no weight on the bar?
I think when most people try to get ready and start throwing the weight, they're not really focused on the form. And with me, I'm very big on form. I'm very big on form because that's where most of your results come from. So for example, you picked up the bar, didn't really think about it, right? So when you bench, you're supposed to bend the bar. Well, people look at me crazy, like, how are you supposed to bend the bar? All right? Just try to bend the bar. If your elbows turn in, you're good. Now go there. Squeeze your shoulder blades, press them against the bench, and drive through your feet. All right? Yep. Every time. People don't understand, you don't really got to be throwing all that weight. You don't got to be throwing 315 pounds. Like, humanly, it's like, okay, it's nice, I could bench at 315 pounds, but realistically in your life, unless you're an athlete, why do you need to bench that much? You know, we're all just trying to be healthy. Some people want to look good. Trust me, you don't need 315 pounds to look good.
And when it comes down to weight, I noticed that a lot of people like to go to weights, but a lot of people also like to do calisthenics.
Yes.
So body weight stuff, pull-ups, push-ups, and do you feel like that's more important or about the same?
Exercising and working out is kind of like dieting. They all work. You gotta find which one works for you. So I know a bunch of power lifters that if they went down to Verona Park, which is down the street from my house, and pulled up and tried to work out the calisthenic guys, they're done after 2 sets of pull-ups, or they can't even do a pull-up. Yet these guys can deadlift 1,000 pounds and things like that. It doesn't make sense. Take a calisthenic guy and bring him in the weight room, you know, this bar might look a little intimidating for him. So it's all apples and oranges, but they both look good. You know, calisthenic guys, they usually have a more cut physique, lower body fat. A lot of those little muscles you see, a lot of striations because, you know, taking a lot of stabilization to do calisthenics. The weightlifting guys, usually bigger guys, broader shoulders. I mean, like, people are consistently in there. And I try to mix in everything. Like, I like to do cardio and lifting, or I'll make my lifting very fast. So, for example, I like to be cut. So I'm gonna bend the bar. I like to be cut. So often I'll get right off of this exercise and hop up and do something else. So
like a superset, like doing 2 workouts at once, back to back?
Exactly. So maybe I'll get off the bench, go right over, get right into push-ups. See, I'm done with that. I mean, I'll come over, get right into that. Oh, 3. Now, the whole point of working out like that is to keep burning the energy. None of those weights are extremely heavy, but I'm burning a lot of fat by consistently moving, You know what I'm saying? So if you're ever trying to like get more cut, you already bulked up a lot, add in supersets.
So for you as you've been an athlete for a really long time. For an average person, do you think it would be difficult for them to go from this workout to the push-ups to this?
With anything with working out, you just gotta be real with yourself. So if you did those 3 workouts and you had a hard time doing that and you could barely make it through, maybe you need to lower the weight. And that's just being real. This is 135 pounds. When we're back in school, we're benching like 275 pounds, crazy stuff like that. This is nothing in the grand scheme of what we have to lift. But since, you know, maybe we're supersetting, we're doing an interview today, obviously, but supersetting, things like that, you want to do it with less weight. There's just no point in throwing a 315 pounds just to get down to do 10 more push-ups, just to get up to do a couple more flies. You try to get 1-hand push-ups in. I think I got them today. I might be able to do one today.
Make sure you get both sides, because you can't get one arm.
Yeah, I only got one arm, so like my right pec is like swollen right now compared to the left.
So talk to us about your journey, man, because you have an awesome story. You had a lot of setbacks in your life, especially as an athlete. The worst setback as an athlete is injuries. A lot of us experienced injuries before, but if
anyone knows me personally, I used to get hurt a lot in high school. That was because I was skipping the weight room. Anytime coach said we had conditioning, I'd have to use the bathroom. So, because I played a sport every season, so like I didn't really like, I was being a bad teammate too, but I didn't really care. I was in shape, so I didn't want to sit there and do conditioning, so I was be gone. So like when game day came, I would skip conditioning, so all my soft connective tissue and stuff like that, they're not as strong as they need to be. So I'm getting hit, maybe I'm doing a lot of cuts throughout the day, and eventually, my senior year, I had a really bad Achilles issue, and I just played through it because I was used to being hurt. Like that's just something that was part of my career. Like I never really missed a game, I'm just hurt. Call it a day. I got to college And it just really became an issue because, you know, if you can't like be on the field, they can't use you, they don't trust you. Started lifting, started taking care of my body, it was fine. And freshman year, tore my hamstring. I just got too big, too fast. I couldn't really control the weight. I thought like, okay, I'm trying to bulk up, try to get big. I went from 160 to 215 by the time I came home. And I just couldn't carry the weight. I went and blew my hamstring. Recovered from that. Cool. Came in for my sophomore season, broke my thumb like game 3. Tried to tell, you know, people, I'm like, it's broken. I'm trying to tell the coaches my thumb is broken. They're like, no, you're just being soft. And I'm like, okay, whatever, so you're just gonna play. So I'm playing with a broken thumb the whole time. I eventually completely tore the ligament on the front side of my thumb. Out again. Lose all the weight finally. Like after I tore my hamstring, I only went down to like 205. After I hurt my thumb, I went down to about 180, 178. And like that was getting into the pain pills. I was drinking because I wasn't at practice, so I had a lot of free time. So I was in the pain pills and the drinking. I come back, getting ready to play. Nope, torn ACL. So from there, the torn ACL was kind of like the one that humbled me throughout all of those injuries. I was still bullshitting. I was still not being the best teammate to my teammates, not being the most trustworthy player for my coaches, wasn't being the best human being to the people in my lives, and, you know, taking people for granted and stuff like that. And if everything else in my life was messed up, I don't care because I had football. Now I had the ACL injury, first time I ever hurt my knee, and I'm like, I don't know if I really do have football anymore. I don't know if I'm gonna be good anymore. I don't know what I can do. One thing about me is I can't let football go. I don't know why, I just can't. When I tore the ACL, every single muscle in my body left. My left leg was the size of a paper towel tube, but without the paper towel on it, all the way up. I couldn't bend my leg, I didn't know how to walk anymore. They had to teach me how to walk again. I came back for spring ball and I took my first step back on the field and my leg just felt like it didn't exist, and I fell on my face, but I laughed because I was back. Like I fell on the turf, I got turf burn and everything, but I was back, I was playing football and everything was okay at that point. And then as time went on, I was like, okay, my balance is off. So I started working on my balance. So I was like, okay, my strength is off in one leg. Started working on my strength. I started doing everything over and over and over again, one step at a time, to the point where you forgot I honestly hurt my knee. You know what I mean? And I was able to come back and finish my career, you know. And a lot of what motivated me through coming back and not feeling sorry for myself coming back from football is that, you know, one of my best friends died up in West Point in a training accident. He's probably one of the best people to have roamed this earth, Christopher Jordan Lynn Morgan. God came to get an angel a little early, you know, and it screwed me up pretty bad, but it gave me the strength to get through everything. And, you know, each day I keep that picture out, and it motivates me to keep going because every day he felt like he was on a mission. Like that man lived life like it was one big mission. Everything was a mission to him, and if he did not complete his mission, he was not happy. I don't care if it was to go to the grocery store and get bananas. It was a mission, okay? So for anybody out there that's wondering how they can achieve their goals or how they could get where they want to be in life, well, it's a mission. Don't stop until you complete your mission. Michael Jordan, he didn't stop until he won 6 rings. That was his mission. He retired, he was gonna retire. They said, one more. Can you do one more? He said, okay. That was his mission.
As you can see here, mental illness and mental depression, it's a big thing that's going on. It's just not about how you look physically. It's not how the outside looks. It's not if you put up makeup, you look a whole different person. You still got to fix what's inside. You still have to find your values. You still have to find your self-discipline and your self-control, and believe that there is hope and life. A question for you, Mason, is, you know, going through all that stuff, do you feel like working out, getting back into the gym, or had an effect on your success and getting back to where you needed to be?
Honestly, there were points and times, and I'm not gonna lie, that I've been lost and felt immensely depressed. Went to therapy a bunch of times throughout my stint and playing football in Montclair State. Like I had to, you know, and sometimes you get so depressed that you don't even feel alive, right? You don't feel human, you don't feel like you exist. You just feel like a lost soul on this planet. And once you get to that point, nothing as good is coming out of that. But something about the pain I feel from lifting just reminds me that in the point of time that I am at right now, there's something good following that. Because anytime I hit the gym, I put myself through the most pain I've ever felt a day in my life. And then 2 days from now, I'm looking nice and swole and ripped. And I'm just like, man, that's life. Something bad happens to me. Maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple months later, maybe a year later, maybe a decade later, a blessing is coming. So I never really trip. And it took me a while to realize that, but exercising did help me realize that. Exercise teaches you perseverance because exercising is nothing different from life. Exercising is life. It's a part of life.
So what is some things that you do on a daily that gets you going every morning?
With me, 7 days a week, I'm getting up 4 o'clock or 5 a.m., okay? I have to. I don't care if I don't have work until 1 o'clock. I get up at that time and I'm gonna start my day. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna get my nutrients in, I'm gonna get my protein in, breakfast, you know what I mean? From there's always something you can do. So you getting up early makes you achieve more than a person that sleeps in at 12. You know, you ever hear when people say we have the same 24 hours? We really do have the same 24 hours. You're just using it wrong. I really sincerely mean that. We all have the same 24 hours. A lot of us are just using it wrong. You either need to get up earlier or something else gotta give, because you really gotta put in 100% into anything you wanna achieve in life. Whether that's your business, fitness goal, a pro athlete's dream, or even a tech dream, it requires 100% effort, commitment, and commitment to your plan. You can't write out a plan and the plan clearly works and then one part of the plan fails and you scrap the whole plan. Just adjust. Just adjust. And be kind to yourself, be patient. You know what I mean? Everybody's in a different space in their journey, so you can't look at someone else and they're where you want to be, so you're hard on yourself. If they're where you want to be, just ask them how to get there. Teach me your ways. Teach me how to get where I want to be. Look for mentorship in life. I also take a big consideration to that when I train younger kids too. I always try to take a mentorship role with them and teach them everything they need to know early, because I wish I had that.
Hey, when you had our talks on the phone, I can hear it in your voice that you actually really mean what you say, and you say it with confidence, and you say it like you've been doing this for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And I can see in your passion for this that this is something that you love doing. You love helping people, you love working out, you love being the best that you can be each and every day. And that's all what it takes to succeed is, finding your gifts and using them. And I applaud you for that. And what you're doing now, you actually took this love that you have for working out and you actually made it a business. So talk a little bit about that business that you have.
Man, so started lifestyle training business brand called One Step Health, because my saying is health one step at a time, because I build you up one step at a time depending on where I get you and where we want to go. Starting this, it was kind of out of necessity, because I got this brand new apartment. I didn't have any furniture. I didn't have anything. I had a camera, I had a whole lot of sneakers, and I had a whole lot of space. So first thing I did was sold a pair of shoes. Bought some bands off of Amazon and bought some other stuff. Bought a tripod, bought a decent camera, and started just recording on Instagram, you know what I mean? I started recording some workouts, some simple workouts that everybody could do at home. And I called it Quarantine Fitness. I started a whole channel. So I saw people really watching it and bookmarking stuff. Like, okay, people are watching and they're trying to save it. So then I'm like, okay, make another video. I dropped another video, I didn't do too good. So I'm trying to figure out why I didn't do too good. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, people kind of like seeing me explain it. Sometimes they like seeing me do it versus, you know, me just kind of putting out there and be like, okay, this is what you got to do. So then I dropped, I think, a sneaker video. Dropped a sneaker video because a lot of people that follow me like sneakers. So then, boom, a bunch of eyes came to my profile after the sneaker video. So not only were people hitting me up to buy sneakers, they started buying up the shoes, but then they came back for more workout videos. So now each video I'm doing after the second video is just 1,000 views, 1,000 views, 1,000 views, 1,000 views. To me, that's a lot. To me, that's a lot. That means people are watching and I can monetize that. Okay. From there, people are asking me, yo, can you send me workout programs so I could do with the bands? I'm like, yeah, $10. I was like, all right, now it's like, I either need to keep selling more programs or keep putting up the price. It just wasn't meeting enough to pay rent. So I was like, okay, I'm getting a little money, what can I do now? Sold a couple more sneakers. Invested in a bench rack. From there, you know, at first I wasn't bringing people through my apartment to work out or anything like that, just because it didn't look like anything like it did now. So I was like, okay, I have the bench rack, I have the desire, I have a certification, I have everything I want. So then I called, I called out and I called a friend. I'm like, yo, do you need some training? At the same time I got that call, I got another call from an old teacher from my elementary school. She's like, hey, my son needs to train. He goes to Don Bosco. I heard Don Bosco, my ears perked up. I was like, here's my chance.
If you don't know what Don Bosco is, it's one of the top private schools in New Jersey. They're really good at football, I think sports in general. So this is Don Bosco is a big name out here in New Jersey.
So yeah, as soon as I heard Don Bosco, my ears perked up. I was like, yeah, I wasn't even gonna charge her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even gonna charge them at that point. They offered to pay, like it wasn't even about the rent. It's like I heard Don Bosco and I saw an opportunity to make my business blow. And I really mean blow. So I was patient with it at first. He went through 2 weeks, he lost some fat, got a little 4-pack going, he was still waddling and stuff like that. Me being at the tail end of my athletic career, I know that ain't cutting it at Don Bosco. So I was like, all right, I gotta kind of put some pressure on this kid. And when I mean I killed that kid 5 days in a row every week of his summer, this boy, I don't even want to.
You can see the results on his Instagram.
Yeah, you can go on Instagram and see the results. This kid looks like a horse. He's bigger than Avion. He's bigger than, and Avion was my teammate in college. You know what I mean? He went from being a backup at Don Bosco to the starter, okay, in his junior year. You know what I mean? Right now, we're trying to hopefully get him some offers. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get much exposure before this. But this was the biggest summer of his life. I took those results and went on Facebook because I had to figure out my target audience. I knew people around me, my age, can't really afford the rates I want to charge to pay my rent. So I was like, okay, I got to focus more on adults, businessmen, things like that, or pro athletes. Boom, dropped it on Facebook and the post exploded. Exploded. I got over 50 messages that day trying to become a client. To the point where I can't book any more clients if I wanted to. I have to wait till kids start going back to school and maybe the schedule becomes too hard for them, and then maybe I could get out of that. But if they renewing, these people, they send their money first, then they're like, okay, we renewed. They throwing money at me at this point. And it's honestly a good feeling because that says more to how they view me, how they see my product, to the fact where they don't even question this. They're throwing money at me. Throwing money. You got Zelle? Bang. You got Cash App? Bang. Apple Pay? I'm like, what? No, who is this? Oh, we're just renewing. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm employed for another month. Like, it really happens like that. So I never imagined anything getting this big so fast. And it's just off of one post, off of seizing that one opportunity and betting on myself and understanding that my plan was to take this kid and market him to get more people. And I did that and then some, to the point where I'm just gonna keep upgrading my facility so I can provide more for you guys and up the prices versus having to, you know what I mean, take on more clients. Because, you know what I'm saying, I only have 24 hours to do 7 clients a day. Yeah. That's worse than working a 9 to 5. Then you're coming home editing videos for them. I don't pay people to edit videos. I don't pay people to record for me. I don't pay people to market for me. So I come home and do all of that. And then after all that, I do my schoolwork because I study politics at Montclair State. So I have to do that, and I have to figure out and see what's going on, you know, with Trump and Biden and Antifa and all this garbage going on. Like, it's a lot to study right now. So we got the same 24 hours. Just get up early, get it all done. But, you know, that's really how the business came to what it is today. Now we're just working on branding. So I want to keep spreading that knowledge. I want to keep letting people know that it's that easy. You just got to change your lifestyle a little bit. And for the simple fact that that's the reason I'm doing it, people love that. People love that. When I'm trying to schedule, I'm moving around my schedule. I'm like, oh, no, I could work. They're like, oh, 8 p.m. I'm like, no, it's cool. You need your information, I'll come. 8 p.m. On a Sunday, people waking me up at 5 a.m. like, oh, do you have time? Yes, I have time for you. Of course I have time for you. I have time for anybody who needs help, because that's what it's about. If it was about anything else, my butt would be in bed sleeping, because you guys paid me at the beginning of the month already. You paid for your hour a day with me. You paid for that already. You got your money's worth already. But that's not what it's about for me. It's about spreading the knowledge and helping out people mentally, because me personally, there's times between my ears that I felt like I was going nuts. Outward, gotta take care of your mental. Everybody gotta take care of your mental. Everybody be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself. And really, if you need therapy, go and get it. Men, y'all need therapy. You need therapy, okay? Let's go out and get therapy.
Lesson on therapy. Man, that was very powerful what he just said. I kind of got chills, is because a lot of us go through the same things. We all go through the same mental obstacles, but we just got to get through it each and every day. You see how Jay right here, my boy, I remember first day.
10 toes, man.
First day, I went to Montclair. I was a new transfer. He said, come sit next to me. I'm like, all right, cool. And he was just, I don't even think he spoke to me. He just said, come sit next to me. And he was just focused. And that's just an example right there of his mindset and him seizing the opportunity to be where he at now. And that's just, and he's no different than none of you guys. You heard his story, you heard his injuries, you heard his setbacks and his mental depression stages. You've seen all that things happen to him. So he's not Superman. He's not someone that came from a different planet. He's regular Jay Mason, but he chose to use his 24 hours positively, and he chose them the right way. So you can always reach out to him. He said, about a business is not about money. It's about trust. And I believe that you can trust Jay, and I believe that if you go as his client, you'll come out not only physically better, but inside, where it's most important, that's where you become a champion. And you can see a champion right here. So you can follow me at Avion_Irvin. Follow at Limitless, actually at _Limitless_apparel. You know, shirts coming out. And you can also follow him.
Limitless shirt right here. My personal Instagram is jmason4, J with 2 A's, so JAAY Mason number 4. Coaching page is Coach J Mace. So either one, follow me. Definitely follow personal first. You'll get to the other page from there. My training rates and everything on there. Like I said, I'm booked anyway. Please don't try to come on for training right now. You can hit me up for advice. The advice is always free. Hit me up. I will answer. If you're smart, you'll ask for a workout program before my website come up. If you're smart, you'll ask for all this before my website come up. But either way, I'll always still be here to help. And another thing, if you're doing it for somebody else, it's not gonna work. He described a moment where I told him the first day of training camp, come sit next to me and focus. A whole year, you know what I mean? I'm trying to impress these coaches, trying to be like this leader, this hyper-focused dude, this, that, and the third. And I just was getting more and more depressed and upset while I was doing it, because my coach wasn't giving me the praise and the playing time that I wanted. And I would go to him every week, like, Coach, why am I not playing? I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything, Coach. I know I'm running next to these people, Coach. I'm doing everything. And he wouldn't give me the praise. And then I realized the reason I feel so crappy is because I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. Everything we gotta do, anything that we put ourselves through, it has to be coming from within. You can't need external stimulus to do anything. Trust me, it's just not gonna work out in your favor, especially emotionally. It's too much pain. You have to be doing everything for yourself because you want it, not because you need somebody else's acceptance.
And that's all, folks.
I be preaching to my niggas, man, just stay focused. Nigga say he gon' rob me, guess the joke is on him. Molly G told me the roast gotta remain humble.